this.
In 1990, in 1997, when the All-Star game was in Cleveland, even Terrell Brandon was voted All-Star for Cavaliers. And the All-Star game was in Cleveland, so they had to get a Cavalier in there. Terrell Brandon made a reserve. Terrell Brandon.
But this is what I'm saying. This is not like they had to go find somebody from Atlanta. This Trae Young. This ice traded game. I'm like, y'all, they acting as if Trae Young wasn't putting up numbers. Like, he ain't got the numbers to be there. He got the numbers. And he the only star they got, really. But he turned the whole culture around. He's actually packing people in there. When everybody was through the pandemic, they actually selling tickets in Atlanta. You can go to Atlanta to see that. People are going to the games now. Before, they wouldn't even go to the game. They'd just go to the club. Like, man, unless they playing somebody popular.
There's no way Jaylen Brown got more fan votes than Trae Young.
No. Hell no. Hell no.
That's what I'm saying.
Not just that, y'all. What's his name? The guy from the Orlando Magic.
And like you said, Ben Simmons. Like, come on, man. Ben Simmons can't even shoot the ball. Like, I don't care. That's why I'm saying over Trae Young. Come on,
that man run away from 15 footers. He run away from floaters.
He solved. He solved. He's weak. Trae Young is the leader of his team. When Joel Embiid went down and it was Simmons there, he couldn't even get them damn near 3 wins. He can't. He's not even that type of player at all.
Right.
He's cut from that LeBron clause.
His overall impact. His overall impact on he could drop because he won the games when Embiid was out. He dropped like a 40 piece, but he still lost. Like his impact on the game doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Ben Simmons could drop 40 and still lose.
Still win games if he's there or not.
Because Ben Simmons gonna drop 40 doing the same move every time. He's too predictable.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
into the hole, put his short. Same thing LeBron do.
Everybody try to get on Trae Young's level and try to stop Trae. Trae hitting, dude. He's shooting better from 40 feet out than most dudes are shooting. Like Ben Simmons shooting in the field almost. I'm like, dog, you won't even attempt a shot from that far, or even one shot from there. You don't. Will he even attempt more than 5-6 shots? And he can't shoot free throws. I'm like, dog, this guy is the biggest waste I've ever seen of a 7-footer in the league. He has not developed his game. He's still playing the same damn way he did as a rookie. Weak. And I'm like, man,
listen to this, Listen to this, Why would you change the game when your idol LeBron ain't changed his game? That's who Ben Simmons is.
Yeah, you're right.
Good point. Very good point.
I ain't got to change my game. He's doing awfully fine over there. I might as well keep doing
my thing, dog. Another thing, aside from Ben Simmons making it, which he shouldn't have, Bam Adebayo should have made it. You know what I mean? But instead, they put old boy from Orlando, Nikola Vucevic, up in the All-Star game, and they're losing right now. They're not even in contention to make the playoffs.
And even on top of that, you saw Jimmy Butler sit down because his teammate Bam didn't make it to the All-Star game. Jimmy Butler said, "I'm not even participating." That's a leader right there.
Yeah, I mean I don't even know why they would send Jimmy no more, because Jimmy basically last time he got selected, he sat down on the day of the game like, nah, I'm gonna just chill. I need to rest. So they was mad at Jimmy, and they was like, man, we shouldn't bring Jimmy Butler in there no more. So when they didn't put Bam in there, I'm shocked Bam didn't make it.
Right. Did Russell Westbrook make it?
No.
Wait a minute. What is going on? What? Russell Westbrook's not there either?
No.
Yo, who
in the East, though. He can make it in the West, but he can't make it in the East, though.
So who was you going to put over Russ? I mean, would you put, if Trae Young didn't make it, you damn well can't put him in there.
I'm taking out Tatum and Brown.
I don't know if you could take Tatum and Brown out.
I'll put Tatum in there. You don't take out Tatum.
Yeah, I'll leave Tatum in there.
Not
You
this
take
year.
you take out James Harden because James Harden. You take out James Harden because James Harden comes from the Western Conference.
No, I'm not.
He only been in the East Conference like 2 months.
No, I'm not taking Harden out either.
What does that matter?
Nah.
I'm picking Westbrook over Tatum.
Nah.
Yeah. Hell no.
What?
Hell no.
Westbrook can't even shoot nothing.
Nah.
So what?
Like,
He's still better
Westbrook-
than Jason Tatum. What are you talking
Mr.
about?
Westbrook himself. Come on,
Nah,
man.
I've been watching. I watched the
You gotta
game.
chill,
Jason
bro.
Tatum is 5.
He's not better than Westbrook.
Chill.
He's not better than Westbrook.
He's not playing.
Bro,
Westbrook
He's not better than 2017 Westbrook, but it's 2021 right now, brother.
Yes.
I'm thinking out James
Yes.
Harden. Like what? Just because he's only been an all-star like in the East for like 2 months, like so. Like,
Tatum putting up numbers, so
they won tonight. Who won tonight?
what?
Boston and Washington.
I think Washington won. Oh, Boston won? They didn't pull it out?
Oh, Boston won. Yeah,
about
Tatum
1
got a
point.
layup
1 point.
with like about 1 second left. He got like a
Yeah,
layup.
Bradley almost had 50. Bradley
Yeah, Bradley was balling.
Bradley.
I won money on that.
Bill choked at the end.
I had that right because Washington was
Man,
gonna
free
cover the
Bradley Beal,
spread.
man. Free my boy Bradley Beal out Washington.
Right.
Bradley
Free
almost
Bradley
had
Beal.
50. He almost had 50 tonight.
Free Bradley Beal, man. Bradley Beal dropping 40 every
You
day.
can't
Free the homie, man.
free him because of the contract. The
They
contract.
were dropping 40 and losing games.
Nah, I know he can't free him, but it's just the fact, you know.
No, he
you
almost
see
had 50. He got like
see-
46 points. He had 46 points. Almost 50.
Back down. I told you it was me, bro. My
If I was Bradley Beal, I'll tell my teammates, you know what? I'm not getting 50 no more unless I know we gonna win. I'm sorry, ass to lose.
I heard like 3 rumors from Bradley Beal, like either Lakers, Knicks, or New Orleans.
They can't trade him because the contract.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. His
What, he has
contract
a no
is
trade clause or something?
no. It ain't that. It's the money, the numbers, baby. The numbers is something.
He saw that money and signed it.
Westbrook says that he's gonna stay to be loyal and blah blah blah. Man, listen, you're out of there by next year. I don't want to hear that crap.
I don't think Russ is leaving. But the thing is that Russ is wanting to get to one place where he can play, and that's that. LeBron, the thing is, they got Schroeder for 2 years. They gonna lose Trae next year, so Trae is be gone. So they have to rebuild their bench on the Lakers because Trae is gonna get a big contract somewhere. He just took this little short money so he could play with LeBron, so they can make this run. That's part of Clutch Sports dealing. Now, my thing is, God forbid, but what if Trae get hurt? Now you just screwed Trae. Because now, instead of him going to get his money guaranteed, now you sitting over here doing something completely stupid as far as getting him something just so he could be with LeBron and help LeBron out. You know, it's foolery, and you playing with people's lives. Because now, if Trae get hurt, and the same thing he did over there with Noel, you know, screwed up his contract, and the way he screwed up Morris. And Morris was over in New York. Yeah, he was like, man, look, I should have been over and I should have took the deal over with the Clippers, the initial deal, before they went and got Mo Harkless.
Facts. Yep. Times like this, you gotta like take care of yourself. Go out for your own contract. Like if I was an NBA player, I wouldn't try to help nobody's legacy. I'd be like, nah, I want the most money and the most security just in case I come in contact with some COVID tracing or I get hurt or they gotta sit me out. So I can make sure I'm secured.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know.
Because the pay cuts coming next year. I heard about some pay cuts coming next year because, due to the pandemic, ain't no real fans in there. Like,
mm-hmm. They already said that, but what they did is they took out the loan. They took out a loan already. They took out a loan already for that. So when they took out the loan, because they took out what, a $900 million loan that they got from the insurance. So all the teams got $30 million to cover all the losses for them not having the fans and all that. So they all got hit with like $30 million apiece. So the thing is, that's gonna help, with some of the things moving forward. Now they thinking, the second half of the season they finna start opening up. They saw what the NFL did. NFL refused to do no fans. Like some places like Chicago, they refused to do it because of their thing. Everywhere else, it was like we got partial seating here, partial seat. Man, that Super Bowl, man, they had that Super Bowl down there packed. They weren't quarantining in no temp.
Florida, though. Florida's one of the places that's open.
Mm-hmm. That's why they went to Atlanta.
Texas, like the main 3 states that was open.
The All-Star game this year was supposed to be in Indianapolis. So they already gave up Indianapolis.
They put it in Atlanta because Georgia's open.
Exactly. So that's why they put it there, so they could sell some tickets, get some people in the seats, and all that. And then Atlanta got all the clubs, and don't nobody want to go to Indianapolis and kick it.
Wait a minute, hold on. The All-Star game is supposed to be what the hell is in Indianapolis?
Nothing.
Who wants to be there?
Nobody.
No one. And then you got to deal with racist cops and be like, hey, I'm an NBA player. I don't care, darky. You got to deal with that nonsense. They already locked Tyson up. Try to give them. They be like, he's locked up because he spoke back to me and he's gonna serve time. I'll be like,
Indianapolis is the birthplace of the Ku Klux Klan, so exactly. So that goes. Right there, Eric Dickinson left and went to Oakland.
Exactly.
And that didn't work either. So
they were going to have it in Indiana. Like, who had the idea to have an All-Star game in Indiana? You would have had the lowest turnout of people going to Indiana.
I mean, they had it there before. They had it in the 80s. Before.
Yeah, it probably sucked. Even then, it probably sucked in the 80s.
What, the All-Star game? Nah, it was what?
No, he said in
I'm talking about as a person who's going to watch the game. Like, even then, NBA players would probably be there bored. Like, what is there to do? They probably just wander around the city.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's that point, yeah. Then they went to Chicago. They went up to Chicago instead and partied and came back.
When they was in New York, I see them renting all types of people. Kanye rented all of them. They were just outside. Rihanna, all of them.
Yeah, when they had it here in Chicago, then that's everybody like, hey man, we shouldn't have it in Chicago. I was like, I told y'all shouldn't have it here. Chicago ain't what people think. I'm like, downtown Chicago ain't. You'd be like, man, what a club. We can't, like, Steven Jackson was flipping out. Like, dog, I'm in the hotel. I can't smoke? No, you can't smoke. You smoke some weed. You smoke some weed down here, you're going to be doing time. I'm like, you downtown.
Yeah. You're just strict with all of that, too. Like, the only thing difference between New York, we don't give a damn.
That's why they shouldn't have an All-Star game in Cleveland either.
Right. They saw Chicago laws and all the players was getting in trouble and the people that was with them because they couldn't smoke. They ain't know the rules about smoking. They was like, man, y'all can't smoke here. Where y'all smoke at? They be like, dude, go outside, go across the street, and over there is a tent. Man, I'll freeze to death. Hey, that's on you. You want to smoke? I'll be like, man. And if you smoking weed, they, a lot of them got those vaping. They vaping, so they vaping when they sitting over there vaping with weed. And I'm like, dog, everybody can smell that. Even though.
You see what I mean? See, that's what burnt grass gets you, man. That's what inhaling burnt grass would get you, man, for real.
That's right. And that's all they complained about. Man, I couldn't smoke. It's like, look, man.
Steven Jackson on the balcony of his hotel talking about that.
Yeah.
You a man, boy.
What club staples in Chicago? Any Chicago got like any club staples like Chicago's known for?
Man,
like mean clubs that's been around for like a long time.
We got the House of Blues downtown. That's about it. And then that's not really a club like that no more, like it used to be. Most of them are just like white clubs, like down there. You gotta go
I'm talking about,
outside of the
it don't have
city.
to be like that case. It could be like an 8-year run, like like how Webster Hall was. Like Webster Hall had like.
Yeah, they got one like Enclave, but like I'm saying, those are like where the celebrities would go downtown. It's not really jumping like that. Chicago is so different. Like we don't even go to those clubs. We go to the clubs that's like deep in the city. Like they'll be going to clubs downtown, and they be like, man, these clubs ain't really like all that. Like when they had the Green Dolphin, that was cool. They used to have some players in there. Excalibur.
Because I was planning on going to Chicago last year for it.
Yeah.
What was the name of the club that Mike Tyson and Jordan was in at the same time?
They was in 34s, and like I said, that's in the city. Now, like that's in like on the south side. They was up at 34, Walter Payton spot, right? And then they had which was called it was the new something now. They used to have, they had a bunch of clubs, but most of them on the south side. Like if you go on the south, them where you find your clubs. If you go downtown, now and you won't find a celebrity called dead in them clubs. Most of them go to they club out here in the burbs, or they don't even go downtown. If they do, they go to some high end place like Enclave, where they got like a dress code, and you gotta make reservations, or if they at capacity, you get in. But other than that,
That's it.
that's basically it. Soundbar, I don't even know if they still open no more. Most of these clubs shut down. Like Adriana's used to be the club, and that's like way in the suburb or the soft suburb. Adriana's used to be the spot, but like 3 bodies would drop every night, but it was you wanted to go there. That's where the Migos perform. Like anybody who come in and rap, they was performing at Adriana's. So Migos performed there. You had Jeezy, Ross. I mean, everybody performing at Adriana, and they'll just find a body on Monday or something. Monday night, they'll just be like, "Oh, we got a body."
Where was Scarface perform at? At the Scarface and the Ghetto Boys.
They be performing the amphitheater. That was
that was ran by the GDs.
Yeah, that was like the GD thing. You wouldn't go to the amphitheater and be done. I remember they tried it. Some people tried it, and they was like, "Yo, man, I just want to see it, man. I gotta see the show." And he went up there like, "Man, I ain't on no gangbanging thing tonight. I'm dressed up in my regular clothes. All it takes is one person be like, yo, man, that's a Mo. Dude, that's that Mo from 87th, man. Dude, that's the Mo. What you doing up in here, dude?" Next thing you know, they throwing gang signs in his face. Dude was like, "Yo, man, that ain't me." It was totally him. "No, dog, I know you. Yo, man's is Smalls." I'll be like, "You and Smalls ran on 76. Yeah, remember we chased him down that time and this man, yeah, him." I mean, you will be amazed how great people's memory is when you. They will run it all down quick, fast, in a hurry. They'd be like, "No, dog, that's you. You a Mo."
Yeah.
See, back then, dudes didn't have tats.
You have to show some type of allegiance, you know what I mean, just to know that
He said Soundbar still open. The only reason I know because I know the owner of that place. Now that place got like 5 bars in it and stuff. So when the picture you see with me up in there, when I got everybody in there, I got my man from Philly in there who came here when the Jordan brand thing went down, and we was all kicking it in there. He wasn't even gonna get in to Soundbar because of the way he was dressed. But that's how they dress and go to the club on the East Coast. You can't get in the club like that in Chicago dressed that way. They did it because I knew the owner. And the only reason I know the owner because my boy they went to school together. And he works there too. And he was like, "Yo," but he on the inside. He was like, "Yo, come on in. I'm going to give you a password. Tell them the password. And then y'all just come right past the lines." And inside they got like 5 clubs. They got like a Euro club, some Asian like club thing. Downstairs, all hip hop. So, and then you see all us. We all in the downstairs club. And then everybody, you can just go upstairs. You can go to inside any of the clubs you want. They got the little Latino thing going on. Bump, 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 bump. I'll be like, okay, they got their salsa thing there. They had the other one here. Then you can go downstairs to the hip hop. You can go to all of them. You got access to all the clubs. All in one.
Right.
But man, it's pretty fun.
Right. Joe Cool. If you remember, I don't know if you remember that the Ghetto Boys Resurrection album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you remember they had Larry Hoover on there on the intro. You know what I mean? You know him and Jay are good friends. So Ghetto Boys. You know what I mean? Coming down here to Chicago, they were always good. You know what I mean? Coming down.
That's how they were able to get their pass to get there to play.
Yeah. They were good. They were good.
That's the thing, man. If they don't know you, you got to go through them, man, to get their respect. That's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Seeing
Yo, well, before you go, let me just say this. Everybody be quiet for a minute. I just want to say this. Trae Young versus Ben Simmons. Let's stay here for 1 second. I want to get this off. Everybody will say Ben Simmons probably have the best numbers. Trae had the best scoring numbers. They're not in the same position. Ben Simmons is in a Scottie Pippen type of situation over there in Philly. It's Joel Embiid's team. Ben Simmons is just a complimentary piece because they're not really worried about him. They're worried about Ben Simmons just basically just being there, but it's Joel Embiid that they're worried about. Now, Trae Young is the leader. He's the essential player of the Atlanta Hawks. The game plan is to let's stop Trae Young every night. And he's able to perform and be that leader and prove it night after night after night. So when you do that type of thing and you put that on the scale and you put everything out there to be seen and on display, it's only natural that these things get turned around and go in a different direction. Now, I think it's about who the people want to see. Now, if you go by Trae Young or Ben Simmons, who wants to see who? In Atlanta, Trae Young, who basically was putting on a show the last All-Star game he was in, which was his first, and you rather not have him in it at all and go with Ben Simmons? This is where LeBron James' influence is too great on the league and change needs to be made. And that's where the direction and everything needs to go back to, square one. In other words, we need to get back to the grain of things as far as making the All-Star game about really stars. We need to have stars. Those who are essentially the best of the best. So what are we going to use as the criteria for this? Because you can't use stats anymore because stats is what? That's anybody can get 27, 5, and 4. 22, 4, 5. And is that even great anymore? Because now everybody can get that. So what can we do now when it comes to, trying to differentiate, like who's great, who's not great, who has skill, who would perform best in an All-Star game. You got people that rather sit out the All-Star game. They don't even care if they make it anymore. That's where the All-Star game has become now. The NFL Pro Bowl, I don't even want to go. Because it's not affecting their contracts when it comes to negotiation. So therefore, some of the players might say, I'm going to use this to rest and let these other guys go. I've been enough times, It's not a good look for the league. Anyway, I'm out. Take care. God bless.